from the central coast of New South Wales, Australia. It's the #1 podcast for the X-Men animated series. This is Generation X-Men with Bender and Brooksy.
Welcome everybody to another Generation X-Men Marvel Legends unboxing. Today we've got the Marvel Legends 80-year anniversary retro action figures. Now these are pretty cool to me because as a kid I had the original Toy Biz ones, the sort of lower articulated action figures. Now they've re-released a lot of these in that same style with this sort of packaging, you know. Really cool. Looks really cool as is, but as you know, I'm an out-of-box collector, so I'm going to be letting them breathe today. So let's get into it, eh? We'll start with Cyclops. So as you can see there, it's got the really cool sort of retro design in the back there. The attention to detail is sick. I've got all the little mini bios there and what's left in the collection so you can tick it off later, sort of like a checklist. Cyclops has the mutant energy optic blast, so powerful that they can smash through solid steel. He can make beams so small they can pass through a keyhole without touching the sides, or so wide that they can cover the space of a football field. Really cool action figure. I remember this one came out ages ago as a kid. This old school sort of like this costume that wasn't from the animated series, but I remember when it first came out I was so confused, like, Cyclops doesn't wear this in the TV show, but I had to get it anyway. He had a little button on the back that would make his eyes light up. This guy doesn't, but it's not about the sort of action feature if you're an adult collector like I am. So, sorry to all the inbox collectors, I'm gonna let them breathe. I don't even know where to begin. The way that they've packaged it, normally they have the bubble sitting on the outside of the card here, but you can see it's like going up and in between two pieces of cardboard. So here we go, I found it just at the bottom here. If you want to rip them open that way, you can. Ooh, easy. That's how we do it. Sorry. And what we do when they're fresh out of the box like this, Hasbro, fresh mate. Super fresh, and this is really cool design. Comes with an extra head and an optic blast if you're into figure photography. So many points of articulation here. The paint job's really cool. It's got the metallic blue and the hard white there and the gold visors. Kind of reminds me of Gazer Beam from The Incredibles now, because he's got the sock or the hood on his head. Let's get him out, eh? No cable ties, no rubber bands. So this is pretty easy to get out. I prefer this because the rubber bands and the cable ties are a pain in the butt. That's the extra head he comes with there. A grimacing face, and then just the closed mouth face there. Both of them have the little lasers sticking out the side there. You can't remove those. So it always has to look like his gun's fresh, like he's just had a shot off. And nothing besides that. You can plug in the laser blast here, and there you go. So he's blasting like a badass. His visor fingers, like he's just primed it. There, hand on the visor, blasting the laser beams out. Looking really cool. Cyclops, hashtag, there you go Marcus. Next up, we got Dazzler from the animated series. She appears as a bit of a Jezebel for our Cyclops when Jean's away, but hey, Cyclops is a pants man. Dazzler uses her sonic vibrations and impressive speed to take down her enemies. Though she can channel sonic energy in many forms, her preferred method of sonic battle is through the power of music. How about that? You get the little details on the back there. And she comes with two like energy beams that you can put on her hands to show off the powers. Got the keychain version, Kinchrome, nice work. I don't know why I'm being so meticulous. I'm gonna just rip it open anyway. Fresh out of the box, Hasbro, and there she is. No interchangeable hands, just the cool energy beams. And I really like the design of this character. I mean, there was an existing Marvel Legends, but I wanted to wait for the one with the leather jacket. The rolled up leather jacket on girls I think is really like nice design. Like Captain Marvel had it, and Rogue's got it, and Dazzler as well. So let's get there. And that's Dazzler posed. Really cool action figure. Need more girls in my action figure collection. Next up, Storm, rocking the uniform from the animated series, the Jim Lee design, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the Storm we've all been waiting for. Storm has the amazing mutant power to control weather. With a quick mental command, Storm can create anything from simple summer shower to a raging hurricane. By raising her arm, she can control the winds to carry her anywhere. I believe that. Won't mess around with the knife this time. Just rip it open, tear my hands up in the process. Comes with lightning effect, same articulation as Dazzler. An amazing sculpt. Let's get it out. Wow. Didn't know it's a cloth cape here. That's going above and beyond. That just makes it extra brittle. And really makes me nervous about having to pose her. I have to be extra gentle. And the hair paint application is really, really detailed as well. Looks like there's a grey wash through it rather than it just being a flat white. I've always found that the girls are very hard to stand up because the ankles are so a bit loosey, but it doesn't bother me at all. The material cape, the cloth cape, really adds a different level of cool here and dynamic. Not as much control when you're doing your posing, but it just looks amazing. There's Storm there. Wow, that's a really neat action figure. Next up, Bobby Drake, Iceman from Cold Comfort, where X Factor show up, and so does Iceman in X-Men the animated series. This is a really neat action figure. Iceman has the mutant ability to turn himself into a being of living ice. Once he does that, he can create almost anything he wants. Ice slides, ice weapons, ice shield, not to mention icicles and snowballs. So let's snowball him out of here. Let him breathe. Don't cut your fingers. Hasbro fresh, look at that. Iceman looking very icy. There was a previous Marvel Legends Iceman that had a little bit more of a blue hue to him, but I understand that they wouldn't want to re-release that. But maybe a little bit of blue in the color scheme would have been cool, because he's very sort of opaque and white. And when I think of ice, I think just a little bit of blue here, but I suppose they weren't going to try and just redo it and give us more of a reason to buy this guy. But even the ice slide here is a bit, got that blue hue to it. But still a very neat action figure. He's got the Silver Surfers about him. On the box art here, he's got the hands in a sort of they're opened up, fingers splayed, but in the action figure they're closed in more of an ice punch sort of deal. Maybe it would have been cool to have at least one of his hands sort of opened up like that. Okay, well, notice about this guy compared to, say, Cyclops. He's got the Wolverine sort of chest articulation, meaning his shoulders can go all the way back. Like there's way more range of motion there. As I'm finding out, he can do a pretty cool arms folded sort of pose. I can keep working on it, get it closer, but I might have him like this actually. So that's pretty cool. Do this all day, but I'm gonna have him in the arms folded pose like that. That's how I'm gonna have him posed. That's really neat. I like that. I'll get his hands closer later. Last but not least, we got Wolverine and Silver Samurai. I figured these are the guys to sort of open together because later in the animated series they meet up, but they've got quite the history. Silver Samurai has but one goal in life: to become the leader of the Japanese underworld. Trained in martial arts and wielding a massive katana, this honorless samurai may have already achieved his desire, if not for the interference of the X-Men. Well, maybe Wolverine, but see, samurai have like a code of honor, and it's ninjas who are the more any dirty means sort of thing to be the bad guy. Could have been a Ronin, but still they got some honor. So Silver Samurai is this cool name, but character sort of really needs to match that. Shouldn't he be a good guy? But here's the good guy. The bad, he looks like a bad guy. He's wearing black and red. Silver Samurai is like silver and red. Like you think, all right, if you had no idea what these are about, who's the good guy, who's the bad guy here? Probably think it's the Silver Samurai, but that's what makes it cool. Wolverine. Wolverine is the X-Men's greatest fighter, a master of all forms of hand-to-hand combat. Wolverine also has a fearsome secret weapon, razor-sharp, retractable adamantium claws that can slice through anything. Let's open up Silver Samurai. I keep wanting to call him Silver Surfer. Let's open up Silver Samurai first. Yeah, that's a big boy. I also forgot to mention the box art and the drawings on here are really, really cool. So I'll be ashamed to lose them when I throw these in the trash. 2 swords. Come out like that. Easy. Don't want to bend them up now. They're soft plastic. Go there, next to Cyclops' head. Let's get Silver Samurai back. You remember him from the movie The Wolverine? Me neither. That was hashtag not my Silver Samurai. Look at that. Super articulated, big, chunky sort of character. Wow, that is a really cool action figure. Lots of articulation, lots of detail. Look at the paint detail. It's not all one shade of silver, like there's got the grey material of his suit underneath, and the armor's really silver, and a splash of red. Really cool character. I'd like to see him on the big screen again, maybe when they reboot Wolverine. What he has here is also got holsters for his swords. No scabbard or anything, but they just fit in cool like that. So rather than have him wield that sword, I'll have him put his hand on it like that and have the other one sticking out. Don't know whether you had it in the States or not, or wherever you're viewing this video from. This kind of reminds me of the Power Drill brand Ryobi. Their mascot used to be a samurai, and this is really, really cool. So I'll have him pose like that with his left arm not moving at all. Samurais don't tend to use their swords one-handed, but it's not a documentary, it's a comic. Let's get Wolverine out. And look at that, matey. Already read his bio. Cool art on the side. Doesn't have the black paint around his eyes. Maybe someone can explain that to me. It also comes with his own katana blade there. I think it's got an own. I think this is the only extra action figure with 2 extra sets, a set of extra hands there. Let's get him out, eh? And his sword is all black. So, what's that about? Katana. So you can't have the claws out while he's holding the sword. So I'll put it in his right hand. Before I do that, I'll let you all have a look at him. There he goes. All black, red belt. No X-Men logo because he wasn't in the X-Men at this time, I believe. And he's got the gloves on. This is a really cool look. Kind of reminds me of Seth Rollins from WWE before he left the Shield, and his little run after when he left the Shield. So he could have rocked this look. I'd have been happy with that. And that's Wolverine posed. I mean, I always pose him extra low to the ground. He's a short guy anyway, but I love having him in the deepest stance he can have. Hunched over, neck tilted up, so he's got a lot of power low to the ground. And for the longest time with action figures of Wolverine, the claws have always been a bit of an issue. I mean, these claws come, you can detach them and everything, but regardless of how they're shipped and how they're placed, they always sort of come in a little warped. That's why I'm going to go online. There's some custom shops that do like actual metal claws that you can plug into the action figures, and I'll have to get these replaced because that's just unacceptable. Nah, it's fine. That's good. Hasbro, you've done it again.